My Jam's here. Welcome, guys. All right. I'm sure people will be hopping on as we go. We are recording. So we're going to just jump right into this. We want to use our time wisely. So actually, I'm going to start by kind of introducing this call, and then I'll introduce myself and the other leaders that will be sharing today as well. So I was thinking a while back how we could maximize time, share ideas to help other leaders, diamond leaders, star diamond leaders, grow themselves, grow their leadership abilities over the next year. And I ended up reaching out to some other coaches, Danielle and Kim, and we kind of had this idea to come together. And instead of focusing on, diamond rank, star diamond rank, really focus on leadership and growing ourselves, because we all know once you grow yourself, that grows your business. And so that's kind of how this idea came to be. And for anyone who doesn't know me, I am Ruth Schroner. I have been a Beachbody coach for going on 3.5 years now. I'm a superstar diamond. And yeah, that's a little bit about me and who I am. Danielle, are you on here?
On here.
Awesome.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So I'm excited to partner with somebody new that I've never worked with before, and posted about this in this Superstar Diamond group that we're a part of. I kind of did a Mel Robbins and said 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm going to work with somebody new, because I truly believe that is where magical things happen. So in case you don't know me, my name is Danielle Natoni, aka Fit and Funky, and I've been a coach for 7.5 years. I am married to my husband Darren, who I met through Beachbody. So sometimes you get a business and a husband. I have 2 children. They are 16 and 11. They're from a previous marriage. And I'm a Superstar Diamond coach in my first business center. And then I have 5 business centers total. So 8-star diamond, 3-star diamond, 2-star diamond, and diamond. And I have an amazing team. Actually, Kim Lima is one of my personally sponsored coaches. So super glad that she's on here with us. And you may know me if you've ever done any Insanity workouts. I'm in Asylum Volume 2 and one of the modifiers in Insanity Max 30, as well as if you're a live instructor. I create all those workouts for Insanity Live. So you may know me as the girl who makes you do one too many power jumps. So that's me, and I'm really excited to be here and not only help you guys learn, but learn with you and learn some new stuff from all of you. So I think, Kim, you probably want to.
Yep, I can. Can you hear me? So my name is Kim Lima. I am a 11-star lifetime diamond coach, and I live in New Jersey, and I am a mom of 2 boys. And I like to tell people that I'm 46 years old, and I started this business at 41. Because I think a lot of people think that makes it impossible when they're older. And Danielle is my super awesome coach. And Ruth, I actually got to know through mastermind groups. And so I love anything she does. So I'm here.
Awesome. So today might be a little bit of a smorgasbord. We are kind of talking at leadership, how we want to start this off and the direction we want to take it. And honestly, today will kind of just be an introduction, and we really want to seek information and feedback from you guys in terms of topics that we will talk on in the future. And how we plan on doing this at this point is kind of roundhousing it. So I'll speak for 5 or 10 minutes, pass it off to the next person, and they'll share, because we all know that this business is grown in different ways. There are different perspectives. There are different ways to do things. And so hopefully with each call, we'll be talking about, one topic, but maybe diverse ways to look at that topic or to bring that strategy to your specific business. And Danielle and I were talking at leadership, like, where do we start with this? What do we do with this on the first call? And I don't know about you guys, but I think this is that time of year when people start to feel the weight of their goals, right? Or the weight of the year, or the weight of their kids', school activities and holidays and all of those different things. And things start piling on. And then people come to realize 2017 is coming to an end. But with that, I feel like sometimes that brings this weight to people. And they might look at their business and see that they didn't grow as much as they wanted in 2017. Maybe they're not going to hit, that goal they had set in 2017, or maybe you are, which is awesome, but maybe it's been a really hard push to that goal and you're feeling a little bit drained. And it's like, oh, this goal, it's going to come to life, but it's going to take everything in me. And there's almost this weight, almost no matter what realm you fall into, either hitting the goal or not hitting the goal. So Danielle and I discussed this at leadership in terms of just wiping the slate clean. Wiping the slate clean today and beginning to look forward and beginning to get excited about 2018 and what you can bring to life there. So I'm going to ask you guys to do something. This is going to be a homework assignment for you guys off this call because we don't have time to do it here. But once we get off this call, I'm going to ask you guys to not rush off if you can. Take 5 minutes, turn on some mood music. I'm a big believer in music. I think it impacts everything that we do. Turn on some mood music for yourself. And on one side of your piece of paper, I want you to write every single reason you love Beachbody and you love this job. Every single reason, the initial reason you fell in love, what it brought into your life, what it does for you, every single reason. And then on a separate piece of paper after this call, I want you to write down every single reason or every single place in life where you feel like you're failing or you're not doing enough. Whether that's business, being a coach, being a leader on your team, being the leader in your challenge groups, whether that's being a mom, being a wife, going to your full-time job, being a sister, whatever it is. I want you guys to write down on a separate piece of paper where you feel like you're not doing enough or where you feel like you're failing. And go through that, and I want you to be as specific as possible, like down to the nitty-gritty. And after you do that, I want you to shred or burn that paper. Because one thing I have learned is everything that you put on that paper, you're going to carry it with you everywhere you go. Whether you realize it or not, it is going to suck the joy out of everything that you do. Not just Beachbody, but life in general. And I had this realization in July that I was carrying around so much guilt in my business for no reason, except for the fact I thought I needed to be perfect. I thought I needed to, be better or be the perfect, cookie cutter coach and be super organized. And honestly, that's just not me. I'm not that person. So I want you to first start by analyzing first what you love about Beachbody, because that's what's going to keep you here. It's going to keep you fired up and jazzed, and you're going to remember that in your conversations with customers and potential coaches. But then write down those failures. It's the most important part, and shred that. Do a burn party, whatever it is you need to do, and release it, and release anything that is going to carry weight with you moving forward. The next thing I want to ask you guys. So we're looking at, 2018, getting excited for that. What can we do? I want you guys to go back to, and maybe you've never done this. I want you to ask yourself, what is your mission or purpose as a coach? What is your mission, your personal mission or purpose as a coach? If you've never thought about this before, it might take you more time. But if there is one thing and one, even one word, if there's one word that you had to put into everything that you did, whether it be a challenge group or a social media post or in your coach downline, what is that one word that should always be the underlying foundation of everything that you do and how you speak to people and why you're posting on social media? Sometimes I think we get lost in our tangible goals. And I think tangible goals are so, so important. Tangible goals help me push so much, but we get lost in our tangible goals sometimes, and we forget really why we became a coach and why this matters to us. And we forget that our worth isn't dependent upon all of those tangible goals. And when you let your tangible goals dictate your worth, that is also going to drain you. That is going to suck the joy out of this business. If you're waking up on Thursday morning and saying, okay, I'm not a 15-star diamond anymore. I'm a 9-star diamond and I suck at life. Like I am the worst. I'm the worst. I'm a 9-star diamond right now. It's okay. It's okay. Like it doesn't define me. Do I want to do better? Do I want to do more? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm pushing to do those things. But in that process, I am not allowing my tangible goals define me as long as I am living up to my mission and my purpose as a coach. Now, I'm kind of going to contradict myself here. But I told you guys, I am very tangible goals push me. I don't let them dictate my emotions or my happiness or my success or failure in my mindset, but tangible goals push me. I am constantly setting goals for myself and for my team. I track them. So like one thing I will do is like I track, I'm disorganized, but for some reason all year I've been organized enough to do this. This is the only way I've actually tracked every single month. I track my tangible goals. I keep those in front of me. I think tangible goals are important as long as you can control your mindset while you're chasing those. But I want you to think about what is your goal for 2018? And that should also tie into your mission, as there's no way that it can't really, it should, right? My mission as a coach is to empower, inspire other women to reach their fitness goals, or more importantly for me, the business opportunity is a huge thing. I want to see my coaches growing awesome businesses. And so my goals are really focused around developing leaders and helping my coaches develop big businesses. What are your 2018 goals? Do you have income goals? Because I know not everyone is, rank oriented, and that's totally fine. Do you have income goals that you want to reach in 2018? What is your metric for tracking those? No, we're not going to dig into like how to, this could be a great topic sometime, like reverse engineering goals, things like that. But I want to ask you this because the question I really want to ask you is, what are you willing to sacrifice to bring those goals to life in 2018? But more importantly, in my mind, who are you willing to become? Who are you willing to become in order to bring those goals to life? Mel Robbins at Leadership said, what got you to where you are now is not going to get you to where you want to go. I thought that was so genius and so simple. But what got you to where you are in your business right now and who you were on the way to get there isn't going to get you to the next level. You have to become more, grow more as a leader, grow more as a person to take it to that next level. So I'm going to end with this. I just started Brendon Burchard's High Performance Academy, and he was talking about indicators for success. The very first one was, can you visualize the person you need to become to have the type of success that you want? Can you picture that? Who do you need to be? How do you need to act? What characteristics do you need to obtain, to learn, to grow? And then how do you grow into that person? So I want you to think about, especially if there's someone maybe in Beachbody or even outside of Beachbody whose success you desire, what type of traits do they have? Not even traits. Let's call it leadership abilities. I think that's the best. What type of leadership abilities do they have that you need to learn to possess? Because those are the things that you're going to have to grow and reach into to really take your business to the next level. So those are just the certain questions I want to ask you guys. I'm going to kick it off to Danielle, Kim, I don't remember who is going next. I'm so sorry. Danielle, right?
Yeah. Okay. That was great. Thank you for that. So, it's interesting when Ruth was told me what she was going to talk about. I said to her that I wanted to talk to you guys about the fact that I've been a coach for 7.5 years, and there still has not been a day that I woke up and thought, I don't want to do this anymore. There's never been a day that I woke up and thought, this just isn't working. And I'm not saying my business doesn't have ebbs and flows, because every business has an ebb and flow, but there has not been a day, no matter what I went through, that I woke up and thought, I'm done. Bot is freezing, or, oh my gosh, volume is low. Stuff happens. And the reality is that I still wake up every single day fired up to do this business, whether or not I have hit a goal or haven't hit a goal. And I want to give you 5 things that you can start to think about, because you are going to have moments where you're like, I don't know if I can do this anymore, or man, this is getting hard, or gee, I wish I would have hit this or that quicker. You guys, I wasn't the fastest person to hit Superstar Diamond. So what? My business is great. I've set a goal to be a double superstar. I'm not there yet. Guess what? My business is still great. It doesn't make me love this any less. Volume is lower. So what? Guess what? We're on the wave of something so huge. We're working out and streaming live. You don't think that this little dip is going to lead into something amazing. So I want you to, moving forward after today, if you've been in a little bit of a funk, or you've had ever a slight bit of doubt about this business, I want you to let it all go, burn it on that piece of paper, like Ruth said. And here's a couple more things that are going to help you do that. So number 1, y'all need to do a massive social media cleanup of who you follow. Do y'all know that I have zero idea what any coach is doing? Literally, I have zero idea. I just now friend requested Ruth because I wanted to make sure that she saw my message that I wanted to do this group with her. I'm going to curse, so I apologize for a second. I could give a flying flip and a half. I decided not to curse. I was going to say the F word and then change my mind. I don't give a flying flip and a half about what anybody else is doing, because it doesn't fucking matter. It does not matter. You guys need to clean up who you are following. Now, this may contradict what you've been thinking. We do tell you, okay, you should follow certain people and emulate what they do. However, and I'm going to use my success partner, Julie, as an example. I have to literally on the daily tell her, unfollow that person, unfollow them. They are taking up and occupying too much of your space. Who cares if they started a new training? Just because they started a new training doesn't mean you need to. So what if their graphics are a little more sparklier than yours? Your graphics don't have to be sparkly. And I think what happens is in the beginning, we get into this mindset of, I need to follow so many coaches because I want to see what they're doing and I want to learn from them. And there is a level of that, obviously. But there's also a level of comparison to death, where you are so worried about, oh my gosh, this person posted at this time and they posted before me and they're doing that and I'm not doing this, that you can't even figure out who you are as a coach. What I know is I know me as a coach now, because I made the decision a few years ago to start unfollowing a bunch of people. I follow my coaches. And, there are a certain few coaches that are, big coaches or whatever that I follow. I don't follow Lindsay Matway. Don't care. She's amazing and I love her. And if I need to look up something on her, I will look it up, but I don't need to follow her. And I don't follow, I follow I don't know, 10 coaches, maybe. And if this contradicts what your coach is telling you, then you're going to have to make a decision on that. But early on, I used to tell my coaches, go look up the top 25 elite coaches and follow them. And I don't do that anymore. And somebody is not muted. I don't do that anymore because you need to keep your eyes forward. If you continue to look left and right, you will never track in the direction you want to go. If I'm going on a straight line and I'm constantly looking left, it's going to veer me in the wrong direction. Keep your blinders on. That does not mean that you cannot successfully learn from what others do. That's why we're here. But what I know is that it is very easy in this business, surrounded by beautiful, successful women, to get caught up in the her body is better than mine. They lost more weight during that program than me. They have more Success Club points than I do. Why did they hit, this rank when I'm still at this rank? And so what I want you to do is, in addition, some more homework for you is to clean up your social media and decide, does that person add value? Like, I enjoy following Janelle Summers. I enjoy following her. Yeah, she's a successful coach. I have a list by my S's, so that's hard to say. Successful coach. Yes, she's a successful coach, but I also just really enjoy following her, right? So if there's somebody you really enjoy following, great. But if you're only following them because you hope that there's some magic secret that they're going to post on their social media that's going to take you to the next level, unfollow. That's not why you need to follow them. Yes, success leaves clues, but it also can leave you feeling less than, and I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you because there is no right or wrong pace in this business. It doesn't matter. I saw my coach Jen Jackson on here. She joined me in like 2012, didn't do squat with her business till November of 2016. It doesn't matter. There is no right or wrong pace. It is your business. And so I want you to clean up your social media. Number 2. So I was originally going to say revisit your why and your purpose, but Ruth already talked about that. So I quickly scratched that out and I decided to change that a smidge. And let's talk about your social media for a second. What do you post on social media? I want you to think about that every single time you post. Why are you posting that? Is your sole purpose that you hope that somebody's going to reach out and buy a challenge pack from you? Or are you posting that because you want to provide value in some way? You want them to get to know you better. You want them to fall in love with you. If you follow me on social media, I actually post very little about blatant Beachbody things because my goal is for you to fall in love with me. I want you to be like, dude, that girl is so funny. She is talking about her poop this morning because that's what I talked about on my Instagram stories. It's in the freezer right now because I'm doing like a test. I want people to fall in love with me so much that it wouldn't matter. Like they just know, oh my gosh, I love her so much. So of course I'm going to do 80-day obsession with her, right? So I want you to start thinking about, why do you post on social media? And it should not be to land a prospect for Shakeology, and it should not be to land a prospect for coaching. It should be so that people can get to know you better, to fall in love with you, to fall in love with the process, to think, it doesn't matter where she goes, what she does, what she sells, I will do whatever because we are social media besties. Now, I'm sure you guys all have this. I have so many people come up to me and they're like, we're best friends. You just don't know it. That should be your goal to post on social media. What kind of value are you providing? I've shared this in a video, an older video, but I want you to put your post through what I call the so what test. When you post it, if I'm doing my scrolling, would I look at it and go, and so what? Meaning like what? What do you want me to get from that? Right? Or do I look at it and go, oh, okay, yeah, that provided value to me. I've used this example before, so stop, if you've heard this one, just kind of close your ears for a second. But if I go to a baby shower, okay, I go to a baby shower and I post a picture and it's just like, baby shower. If I'm scrolling and you don't know me and you don't know the mom-to-be, it's like, and so what? I don't care you went to a baby shower. People go to baby showers every day. However, if I took that same picture and I said, meet Joy. For the past 3 years, Joy and her husband have tried repeatedly to get pregnant and couldn't. And her doctor told her to lose weight. And so we partnered up, and now I am so thankful to be at this baby shower to celebrate in the life of this new baby because she was able to lose weight. Whatever. You see the difference, right? You can take any post and make it meaningful so that when I'm scrolling through social media, I don't look at it and go, and so what? That's what we do at events. You go to Summit, you throw up all over your news feed, and the people who don't speak Beachbody go, and so what? You're standing in front of like a thing with beads. Okay. So what? You're standing in front of a cardboard cutout of some trainer I've never heard of before. And so what? So I want you to think about that when you post on social media. Why are you posting? Are they going to fall in love with you? Does this post have meaning to someone beyond you and beyond someone who already speaks Beachbody? You know that? Do you know when you guys are like, oh my God, oh, woohoo, somebody's a Success Club All-Star legend. If you don't explain to them what that means, that person is like, cult, don't know what that means. You have to, so I want you to really put things into the so what factor. Okay. Number 3, I want you to create a list of ideas of things that might never work. You guys, there will become a point in your business where just social media won't cut it. Ruth said it perfectly. What got you to where you are won't get you where you're going. And so, do you know what I did yesterday? So out of my comfort zone, I emailed Bianca's PE teacher and sent her a clip of one of my coaches who's also a PE teacher doing double time and said, hey, I know you asked me to do Fitness Fun Day, and I lied to you and said I was busy because I did it last year and it was the worst thing that I ever did in my whole life, and I promised myself I would never do that again. I know that you asked me about Fitness Fun Day, and unfortunately I'm so busy and can't make it. But I want to show you this new program that we have that other PE teachers are using, and I thought maybe you could share this with the principal and see if they'd buy it for the school. You know what she did? She wrote me back and she said, oh my gosh, this is great. Yes, I'm going to reach out to the principal. And if she doesn't buy it, I'll buy it with my own money. That is something that I formerly would not have done because I'm like, oh, I'm so good on social media. It's totally fine. But you know what got me thinking was Jake and Amber Kuiper, which you should have watched on The Surge because it's your job to make sure you go back and watch all videos, even if you can't see it live. That got me thinking, man, I've got a missed opportunity. I quit working in my community. That's where I started, in my community. Built up my social, started getting everything from social, and I forgot to stay in my community. So I've created a list of ideas that are community related, not social media related, that I could start doing and trying. So I want you to create a list because social is amazing and will grow your business to scale. But you guys, if you're not the crazy Shakeology lady in your town, you've got a real problem. I gave this example on a call I did for the UK, but Lori and I, when we first, started, she was one of my earlier on coaches. We live in the same town. We met up at the grocery store and we got out of the car and some other girl came into the parking lot and had I can't remember if it was a shirt or if it was a decal on her car. It said Shakeology. I looked at her and I said, is she yours? She said, no, is she yours? And I'm like, no. Kind of like, who the hell does this girl think she is selling Shakeology in our town? But you guys, that should be you. You should be the go-to resource for all things health, fitness, and wellness in your neighborhood, in your community. I just joined one of those stupid neighborhood apps the other day. I was like, all right, got it. I moved into this new neighborhood. Nobody knew me except for on Halloween. They were all like, oh, we hear you're the fitness lady. And so I was like, okay, I'll join the stupid neighborhood app and I will get to know my neighbors. And so my point is this, after this call, I want you to make a list of crazy ideas that have zero to do with social media that you think may just not work and you're too scared to try, so that when you're like, oh my gosh, I made a post and nobody liked it, you can go, well, when was the last time I reached out to my kids' school? When was the last time I put together a basket for the silent auction with some Beachbody products? When was the last time I had ladies over for a book club and reeled them in with wine but made all the recipes from Fixate and had out the containers? Make a list of crazy ideas that you have never tried, have nothing to do with social media, and you're pretty sure won't work because they just might. All right, number 4. You need a gut check. You need a gut check. And Ruth already kind of talked about this when she said, what are all the things that you love about Beachbody? And while the swag is really cool, and if you could see my whole office, it is filled with, every time someone comes over to my house, they're like, oh, so you have a giant photo of yourself in here? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And while all of that is cool, that's not why I do this. And yeah, we make a significant income doing this, but you know what? That's still not even why I do this. I bleed blue, which is why this is called the Bleed Blue Mastermind. You should drip blue. When you are working out, blue puddles of sweat should be dropping out of you because you believe in this mission so much. And if you don't have that belief when you do a gut check, maybe this isn't the right place for you. I don't want people on my team who don't love it, live it, breathe it. I don't want to chase people down. I spent the better part of the first part of my business trying to force people to love it as much as I do. So I want you to have a gut check with yourself. Would you do this if there was no income opportunity assigned to it? Would you still press play on one of our workouts every single day? I would. I don't even know what to do. And I create workouts. Like I create every workout for Insanity Live. And yet if I didn't have BOD, I would be like, so what workout am I supposed to do today? Would you press play every single day, even if there wasn't an income opportunity related to it? Would you drink our shake every single day, even if there wasn't an income opportunity related to it? Have that gut check with yourself. And if you're like, hell yeah, I would, then man, you know what? Burn that piece of paper with all your limiting beliefs like Ruth talked about. Unfollow all the people who are clouding your head with doubt and get to freaking work. That's all I'll say about that. And number 5, and I'll shut up so that Kim can talk, is, and I'm stealing this from our CEO, and I want you to put this somewhere in big, bold, capital letters. It's totally possible. That's how Carl closed out our leadership. He made us say, it's totally possible. No matter what someone tells you, your answer is, it's totally possible. I had to giggle a little bit on the surge when he was definitely trying to get Lindsay Matway to say those 3 words at the end of their little thing. And she kept saying, yep, we can do this. And I wanted to message her and be like, girl, he wants you to say it's totally possible. But it's totally possible. And you guys, that's what got me to where I am. And that's what will get me to keep going where I'm going, is because I remember that moment, that pivotal moment when this business changed for me, was I looked at everyone else and I said, why not me? And it's the same thing. Why not me is the same thing as it's totally possible. I am no more special or talented than you are at all. I am no more special or talented than you are. Every single person on this call can be as successful, if not more successful than me. And I hope that you do that. But the only difference between someone who does that and someone who doesn't is that belief of it's totally possible. So if I were to ask you, do you think that you can make all your dreams come true? Your answer should be, it's totally possible. And if I ask you, do you think it's possible for you to be a superstar diamond coach, an elite coach, to earn a 7-figure income, whatever it is, to bring home your spouse? Your answer should be, it's totally possible. And if you need to make that the screensaver on your freaking phone and on your computer and put it up on your refrigerator, then do that. And that is all I have to say for right now. So I'll shut up and let Kimmy talk. But really quick, because I'm a teacher and I need to summarize for you. So number 1, who do you follow? Clean that up. Number 2, put your post through the so what factor. Really think about why you're posting. Number 3, create a list of crazy ideas that have nothing to do with social media that you think won't work, but may just if you give it a try. Number 4, give yourself a gut check. And number 5, remember that it's totally possible. Now I'm done.
How do I follow that? But you can see why she's created so many elite coaches, because she's just been very simple in keeping us on track. So what I wanted to talk about is that we are at the end of 2017. And like Ruth said, some of your goals are weighing heavily on you. And some of your goals might be weighing heavily on you because something went wrong in your life, like major, like divorce, major life changes. And let me just tell you that you're probably at a point where it's just as easy for you not to hit your goals as it's just as easy for you to push forward and hit those goals. And I was in the exact same place last year. And in fact, I was messaging Ruth and I was like, this time last year I was undergoing radiation for breast cancer. And I remember talking to my corporate mentor, Craig, and he said to me, what do you want to do? Because I had not locked in elite. And I said, you know what? Why would I not lock in elite? Why would I not do my goals? Why would this keep me away? And what I want to tell you is this: don't take this for granted, because what if whatever horrible thing went on in your life this year, what if you didn't have this coaching opportunity? What if you didn't have the support surrounding you? What if you didn't have this awesome shake? For me, that awesome shake kept me from getting 3rd-degree burns from radiation, I think. But sometimes I think we take it for granted and we get into our poor me. And you know what? There's somebody out there that's poor me and doesn't have this personal development, doesn't have these people that support them. And so why in God's green earth would you turn away from this business? And when I felt like I might lose my business because I felt sorry for myself, and I said to myself, who's going to want to coach with cancer? Like, how can I go out there and pretend that I'm this healthy person, and who's going to want to join me? And I remember Katie Ertzted telling me, she said, everybody's going to want to join you. And you know what? The coaches that I signed during when I was undergoing cancer are my people that have grit, because they joined me because I was doing core de force with one arm. They joined me because I didn't walk away from their business. There is enough people on social media doing things perfectly. And just like Danielle said, there are some coaches that sometimes I'll check in and they make me feel so inadequate because they're professing that it's so easy and everything's so perfect. And all that makes me do is feel inadequate. I want somebody to follow me and know that I have, I'm going to curse, but I call it a shitstorm going on, and I am still showing up, because those people are not going to be the people to quit the business. Those people are going to be the people that lean into the business, and that's what I want. One of the things that I will always thank my coach Danielle for is she made this business simplified. And if you have something major going on in your life, the 4 vital behaviors is literally all you need to do. You know, so many people have something going on in their life, and I'll ask them, are you doing self-development? Are you at least pressing play? And they go, no. And I'm like, okay, well, that makes you feel like a fraud. And that's why you're not showing up on social media. And so if only thing that you can do in these next 2 months is press play, drink a shake, read a book, and plug into your team. Don't walk away from your team. Don't walk away from your customers. They provide just as much to you as you do to them. It's just the way the system works. And so many coaches like disappear, right? You see them, they disappear from your team page. They disappear from the challenge group because they feel like they're not good enough and they're a fraud. And so what I tell my coaches is they need to stick with the 4 vital behaviors, and it will literally allow them to not feel like a fraud on social media. The last thing I wanted to talk about is, you know, you need to exhibit the characteristics that you want in your coaches. Because if you are not showing up with those characteristics, you're not going to attract people with those characteristics. I mean, if you're sitting home and feeling sorry for yourself and you're not pressing play and you're not following your eating plan, like, I don't know if you are going to bring a rock star in your business. It probably could happen. I mean, there's stranger things that can happen, but for the most part, you need to be really intent of what you're doing. And so look at your social media. Like, what do your posts show? Are they showing you to be somebody with tenacity? Are they showing you to be somebody who is gritty? Because that's the kind, I know that when my posting is on track and that's what I'm doing, that's exactly who I bring into my business. And then the one regret I have from last year, and I'll pass that on and then be done, is I did not let my team know how hard last year was. And I did them a disservice. Because you know what they thought about me last year? They thought I was some freaking superhero, some lady who had breast cancer and just magically became elite. And I did them a disservice. I needed to show up in my group and tell them that I stayed under the covers for an hour and I didn't want to come out. I needed to tell them how hard it was to press play and not be able to do a push-up, because they need to know that it's okay and that they can still show up as a coach and they still have value. And so that is the only regret, and that's the difference of how I've led my business each year, is being completely vulnerable with your team. And that actually came from Ruth. She's like, do you let them know how hard it is? And I go, no, I don't. And it was like a switch. And so, if I can give you any amount of money or any amount of tips, it's to let your coaches know exactly what life is like for you and how you still show up and you still kick ass, because you will inspire them more than you will make them feel like they're inadequate. That's it.
Awesome. I think we're out. Thank you guys for sharing. I think we're out of time for questions today. But in that same event thread that you guys are all in, if you guys have topics you'd like for us to go over, if you have ideas, we would love to know those, because we want to make this as most valuable for you guys. And we plan on doing these bi-weekly. And actually, I think that falls on the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, which might not be the best date. So we might want to.
So what? So what? So what is Thanksgiving? You know what I mean? Like, so what?
I don't care, but. Okay.
I don't care either. And you know what? Here's my thing about holidays. Not to like totally like steal your thunder.
No,
but here's my thing about holidays. And I learned this as a mom who co-parents now. Okay. And the first Christmas that I ever had to wake up and I didn't have kids running to wake me up, it was weird, right? Like I bawled uncontrollably. And each year it gets a little bit easier. And you know what? It doesn't matter. They're just days. They're days. They're days that we choose to celebrate things. And so you know what? Yes, Wednesday is the day before Thanksgiving, but you have 45 minutes on that Wednesday to still plug into an amazing support group and an amazing system, unless you're traveling or whatever, because Thanksgiving is just a day. You can give thanks any day. I do not have my children this year on Thanksgiving. And guess what? They still love me. I still love them. I still give thanks to them. So I didn't mean to say that, but I get a little like, when people are like, oh, it's a holiday, like, so what? You know what I mean? Like, so what? So I would love to continue this call on a Wednesday for whoever, that Wednesday before Thanksgiving, because it is just 45 minutes out of your life. No differently than we say you've got 30 minutes to do a workout on Thanksgiving morning before you. So it's like, get your mind right. Maybe you don't like your family. Maybe your family is a hot freaking mess and sends you up a wall. Or like, I love my family, but y'all follow my dad on social media. That's a lot on Thanksgiving. You know what I'm saying? That's like a lot right there. So getting into the right frame of mind before you head into the holidays may be a really good thing to help keep you pushing forward. So Ruth, I didn't mean to like jump on you, but I just feel like, so what, that it's the day before Thanksgiving. Like, let's plug in, let's lean in. You know, Kim just said, when things are, hard, like people want to take a step back, but that's really the time they should be leaning in. So yeah, the holidays are busy. Let's lean in. Let's be the people who decide that a holiday doesn't matter, that we can come on and we can start it by giving thanks if you want to. And then we'll dive into a topic. So I think Ruth had actually asked me to close it out. So I was like, Ruth, just give me the microphone. She's regretting working with me. So here's the thing. You've got homework, okay? So Ruth asked you to write down on a piece of paper all the things that you love about this business and why you do it. And on another piece of paper, she told you to write all your limiting beliefs. And then she told you to have a ceremony. Any Friends watchers out there? Like, remember when they took all their old boyfriends and they threw it in the fire? Like, have your ceremony, whatever that is. Shred it, tear it up, burn it, whatever you got to do, but get rid of those limiting beliefs. And then I asked you to clean up your social and look at who you follow and to write a list of things that are pretty scary that you've never thought about doing before. And, here's the thing. And Kim asked you to be vulnerable and let people know when it's hard. And she's right. I almost basically lost my team when I was going through a divorce because I kept them in the dark about what was going on before that. I didn't let them know how unhappy and how miserable I was. And when I finally let them in on that, they're like, oh, okay. So, be authentically you. And I want you to make your screensaver, put it somewhere that it's totally possible. And I want you to remember that getting off that call. Don't let this be another call you do. Because that's the one problem in Beachbody is I feel we overgroup We overtrain, we over video people. Don't let this be another video series. I'll give you my own example. Do you know how many online courses I have bought, y'all, and have not completed them? Some that I've just bought and never opened, some that I bought and started, some that I've, bought and finished but didn't implement. Don't let that be this. Don't let this be another call that you're like, oh yeah, I'm all in, I want to be on the call. And then you don't do any of the things that we talk about, that we don't do any of the things that we suggest. If that's what you're going to do, don't get on the call. Go do something else. So don't let this be just another call on your schedule. We all have too much shit to do to get on yet another call if we're not going to implement it and take action. So some of my diamonds are not in the group thread because Facebook has a stupid rule that you can only invite a certain amount of people to an event. So if you are not in that event page, then you can message me in our diamond group some of your topic thoughts, and I'll just share it with Ruth and Kim. But you guys, get off this call, go, do a big exhale, and then do all the things that we talked about and realize that you are capable of ending this year strong. How you end 2017 will be how you start 2018. So if you want to have a kick-ass year next year, it starts the minute we end. So see you guys on the next call. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you the day before Thanksgiving. Peace out.